Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Great, man. It's always great, great. How about yourself?
Coach, I'm doing absolutely great. Had a great week, great weekend, great day. Getting ready to have a great night with you. So everything is going my way. I gotta ask you this though. I gotta ask you this. We deal with a lot of different things. We different people, different situations. We're in different places in life. And a lot of situations that we're in, it has a lot to do with why we're in certain situations. There's a why, why
Yeah.
you in this situation, and we talk a lot, and I'm kind of piggyback a little bit on you saying, um, we may be forced into changing or forced
Yeah,
into,
yeah,
either bettering ourselves or whatever it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it may get to that point. So I ask you this right here, and I just want you to share with me this right here. Why you think we have to be forced into it? Why you don't think that we just take heed and work on doing the right thing? Because a lot of people don't understand that if you could just figure out why and then work on the why, it'll change your life. So why do you think that it takes some of us that we either have to, the doctor have to tell us we are almost dead before we start taking care of ourselves. We got to get that DUI before we work on stop
Yeah.
drinking. So why you think where we at right now that we just don't take heed in doing the right thing? Why you think that we have to be forced? Why you think it's so hard for us to change? What you think going on?
I mean, I would say, man, a big part of it just human nature, man.
Mm,
You know, people are people. They got choices. Do what they want to do. It's their life. You know, you can bring it to their attention. And matter of fact, I think a lot of people know they're tweaking the adjustments they need to do, but to just buckle down and do it is a whole lot of ball game,
okay.
you know. And it takes lessons to be harder and harder, life to be harder and harder,
Mm,
being squished between a rock and a hard place. You say, man, okay, I guess I get it now.
mm,
You know, most people follow us, man,
mm,
you know. And when you realize wherever you are in life, be it mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever society you're in, and you understand what's going on around you, you know, for example, a capitalist society,
mm,
if you understand that your demise is going to enhance somebody else's pocket, that's when you understand that folks really don't care about you.
mm.
You got to care about you. No one is going to make you do what's best for you. You got to want to do that. And it seemed like so-called grown folks, man, so-called adults, they don't get it. You know, they just
Mm,
don't get it. So, like I said, human to me, it's just human nature. My life, I can do what I want
mm,
until it hit where it wasn't supposed to hit, and then they can cry and moan and oh, it's me.
mm.
You know what I mean? But how many people you know for sure you can say firsthand? How many people you know say, hey, man, I need to do a little tweaking here and there. I got to go ahead and do it. And they just go ahead and do it. You have more people. You trying to encourage them to do what's best for their life.
Mm.
Oh man, it's all these. Come on, you know.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
But that's I might not be other people's reality, but that's my reality. I mean, dealing with
Okay.
folk,
No,
you
that's
know.
good. No, that's good. And like I said earlier, we have to find out why. What's you say it could be human nature, but why why if you know that it's self-destructing to you, that you won't make the change until something bad happens. We got to deal with the why, and coach, I've come up with something. I was thinking about it this week. We won't help each other, we won't help ourselves, and there's a why that I've came up with. And whoever is going to be listening to this, I want you to shoot me a comment and let me know what you think. But I'm gonna give you the reason I came up with this week, really thinking about this and thinking about us as a people, and why we experience certain things, why we do certain things, why we're not taking heed to our health, why we're not taking heed to our mental health, why we're not taking heed to our spiritual health. And there is a why. There is a why. And this is what I came up with, coach. And you just let me know where it's at. Here's the number one reason, and I'm going to use this topic, why blacks won't help blacks. We won't make that change. Not only won't help ourselves, because this answer can go with why we are struggling with certain things and we won't make that change as an individual, but definitely why we won't help each other. And here's the reason, coach. And you just rock with it, or you rock against it, and let me know what you think about it. But coach, here's why. Here's the number one reason. We're spiritually disconnected. Just think about it for a second. Coach, we're spiritually disconnected from ourselves, and we're definitely spiritually disconnected from others. And I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to break it down. Because to be spiritually connected, you have to have the intuitiveness, like you said a little earlier, to understand something that impacts your soul. I'm answering why. This is one of the deepest videos we can done. I'm answering why. I want you to stay with me. And to give the meaning to our lives. So you have to be able to understand, but it have to be intuitively. You have to understand something that impacts your soul. Stay with me because it's a little deep, but I'm gonna bring it up. And give meaning to your life. To give meaning to your life. And when I talk about intuitively, I'm talking about without conscious reasoning. Without conscious reasoning, meaning you're doing something from your gut. You're doing something from your gut. You're doing something from your soul. Some you don't even have to think about. It's coming from within you. Because the reason that we're not doing well as a people and we're not helping each other, coach, is because we are spiritually disconnected from ourselves and we are spiritually disconnected from others. I want you to stay with me. You jump in anytime you get ready to jump in. Now I'm talking about the immaterial part of you that dwells within you. I want to talk about that part. See, a lot of us don't understand that because religion has messed a lot of us up. And we think just because we are a part of a religion that we have truly made a connection with that which dwells within us. But that's not true. That's not true. Here's the problem. That's not true, coach. I want you to stay with me. I'm talking about your spiritual rather than your physical. And when we're experiencing that spiritual disconnection, we're feeling spiritually lost, we're disconnected or blocked. We're unable. This what happened. You better get it. Make sure they share. I hope they share this thing. We are unable to connect to our deepest self, our deeper self. We're unable to do that. We're unable. We really don't have that true connection with what we would call God or that divine being that dwells within us because we're playing religion, we're playing custom and formality, that we haven't really built that true intimacy relationship with that which dwells within us. I'm getting ready to tell you why, coach, that we're disconnected from ourselves. And I'm telling you why we are disconnected from others, and we won't help ourselves and we won't help others. I'm explaining it to you right now, coach. And that divine dwelling that dwells within us, we don't have that connection to it. And when that happens, it makes it difficult to process emotions. When you're not connected, it makes it difficult for you to process your emotions. I'm not even gonna charge anybody for this. This is about $1,000 class, psychological class, psychology class. I'm not even gonna charge. I'm giving them this information. They go check it out, go investigate, and just really sit down and think about it yourself. Now you have emotional barriers, and a lot of times it can come from unresolved trauma. It can even come from past religion trauma, where a lot of us have put all of our faith in man. And when we find out that he or she is just a wolf in sheep clothing, it pushes us away from what we would call God. We already disconnected, coach. Then once man let us down because we can put all our faith in the man or the woman up there, then once we find out that they're not who they portray to be, now instead of letting them Negroes go, we get mad at what we would call God. Now it pulls us away even more. I'm explaining why, coach. Jump in anytime. And so the number one reason blacks won't help blacks is because spiritually, we don't understand the things that we need to help each other. They come from within us. So you can't help yourself. You can't help nobody else if you're disconnected from the things you need to help yourself or to help somebody else. Most of us, coach, are spiritually disconnected from those things.
Mm.
Check it out. So let's take a look at some of those things. I got a couple of them. That if you're going to help someone, you have to connect to these things that dwells within you. And here it is. Let's just look at this first one. You got anything you want to share before I give it to you?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
The first thing you have to connect to, you have to be concerned. And I'm not talking about being in someone's business. I'm talking about helping someone who's willing to be helped. That's why it's so important that you become part of an organization. This is what we don't understand about organizing. That's why it's so important that you become part of an organization that help people, because that one that you may try to help, they may not want your help or they may not want to be helped. You understand what I'm saying?
I got
You're a
you.
good person. You're really trying to help somebody, but you have to be careful helping someone that's not ready for the help, because that'll discourage you as well. That you're putting a lot of time and effort into someone, but they're not ready to be helped. So it's so important that we don't understand organizing it. If we can come together, it'll sure enough make a big difference. And when you're not concerned, then you don't care. See, these are things that comes from within you. You don't have to consciously have a reason. It comes from your gut. It comes from your soul. That if you really have a concern for someone, if you got a concern for yourself, or if you really care for someone, or if you care for yourself. So you really got to think about the basics of this journey that I'm talking about, the mind, the body, the soul. If you're not taking care of yourself physically, mentally, or spiritually, hell, do you have even concern for yourself? Do you even care about yourself? It's something that we got to start looking at. We haven't been paying mind to it. It's not enough information being really pushed that we're not doing well mentally, physically, and spiritually. because we're so caught up in gossip and entertainment and these other things that keep our focus on what really needs to, that we really need to embark in to live a better journey. And when you're not concerned, coach, like I said, you don't care. You have no interest in helping yourself and helping others. Concern, caring, coach, that comes from within you. To have an interest in even bettering yourself, to have an interest in even helping somebody else, coach, that comes from within you. Coach, I'm answering why we're not doing well as a people, why we're not helping each other, coach, because we are spiritually, we're disconnected and we have no power. You can only possess power when you connect to power. The fan can be sitting there, it can be a fan all day long, but if you don't connect it to some type of source, it'll never work for you. So if you're not connected to any type of source, then you'll never get nothing done. You're just a human being, but there's no work in you. The fan is just sitting there. You just as hot as you want to be. It ain't blowing no air because it's not connected to anything. It's not doing nothing. And that's what happens to a lot of us. We're not doing nothing because we're not connected to anything that gives us power. I'm answering it tonight. I know they don't want to hear it. The algorithm is not going to move it. We're not going to watch this right here. We're not even sharing this information because we don't care. We have no concern. I'm explaining it to you. If you anybody hear me, coach, you right there. If you got anything else that you want to say against it, because I want the folks too to call in who's saying no, that's wrong.
I mean, it's hard to push back against it. To be honest with you, man, I ain't never really went that deep with it because, like I said, at the end of the day, people are people, and they got their reasons why they keep doing what they're doing. You know, we can come up with a plethora of reasons, man, but at the end of the day, it's their life, man. You know, I always say, man, if you are trying to evolve as a human being, there's just certain things you're going to do. And that starts from within you. It's certain things you're going to do, information you're going to gravitate to. You know, you're going to keep yourself aware of certain situations, you know, if you can help it, you know, because, you know, life is life at the end of the day. And that comes from within you, you know. So it's even, it's crazy to think that the most spiritual beings, according to my reading in the world, are disconnected. For my readings, I could be wrong. We're the most spiritual beings in the world, but we're disconnected.
Trying to tell you something.
You know,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely. And I
that
don't,
says a lot. Yeah.
coach, I think about these things, man, because I really want to help us, but we're not listening. When I was given this, that spiritually disconnected, it's everything. I don't care. Like you said, there's a lot of reasons, but watch this right here. This is how it sums up to being spirit. I don't care if you're an alcoholic. I don't care if you're a drug addict. I don't care if you all the negative things. I don't care. I don't care what it, I've taken all those reasons that you talk. I've taken all those reasons, but there is a why. There is a why. Why you're an alcoholic? Why you're a drug? There is a why. Whether it's you're chemically unbalanced, whether it comes from biological, whatever it is, there is a why. And in order for you to get corrected, you have to connect to that which dwells within you. Simple as that.
So, and I'm looking
Let's do it.
beyond the reason. So, what would make someone who's been disconnected for most of their life, let's say that,
Mhm.
who've been attracted to or yeah, you can say attracted to the the finer things in life, like they say, the
I got you.
material things. Let's say material
I
things.
understand. I understand.
Yeah, the material things in life,
I understand.
right?
I got the answer for you because I know where you're going, but I'm gonna let you finish it. Go.
Yeah, yeah, the
I got
material
go.
things in life.
I got you.
How do they how do they switch? How do they switch?
We've talked about it on so many videos.
Mm.
And here's the problem. And that's why I always tell you, it won't be no time soon because that material thing that you're talking about and that way they've been going so long, they don't see nothing wrong. That's why
True,
we got to bring up another mindset. A lot of this the older we it's I'm telling you it's a wrap because to make that change, to bring on that consciousness, we're too caught up into other things that we're not even trying to see it another way. Because, coach, we have no concern to see it another way.
I believe that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So this information is only for people who are trying to wake up. That's it. I'm
Okay.
not trying to change this person.
I
Change.
got you. I
I
got
want
you.
our yeah, I want our babies to get this information later, even the ones that's not born yet, to get this information. It's not for us. It's in at this time and this age, the point because I'm not trying to just like you said this on play. Man, I ain't trying to tell no grown folk do what you got to do. Do whatever. That's on you. This information is only for people who are really trying to. I'm trying to figure this thing out. That's
I
it.
got you. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I'm not trying to change nobody's mind, try because I understand, and that's why I put this information out because I understand at a certain point, in a certain age, in a certain time, like you say, you've been doing something. So man, a lot of us is just not gonna change. That's why I always tell you it won't be no. We won't see it in our lifetime. Certain things. It's gonna take a lot of us to die off. It's gonna take this information. That's just like right now when you listen to some of these guys, especially just take religion. You see those a lot of those shows they do well because people are waking up from it. You understand what I'm saying? So it
I
draws
got
a
you.
yeah, so it draws a crowd, not to grandmama them. No, the newer people that's coming up saying, "Whoa, something wrong with this." So let me look into it. So I'm looking for our children many years from now to catch this information and see how the grown folks are living and be like, it got to be something better than that. So let me
I
get
got
the
you. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
so we through. A lot of us are through, and it's simply that. If you got it, I don't care. We through. I deal with us every day. I'm talking to us every day. And to change that mindset that we've been living and thinking away for so long. That's why the last video, I mean, didn't get but almost 40 some views. Man, that video, when I'm telling you about people perception, perspective, and opinion, man, these folks don't want to hear this information. They don't want to hear it.
Mhm.
The,
Yeah, I believe so too, man.
they don't want to hear it,
I
coach.
believe so too.
Because I can dug deep. A lot of this
A lot of this
information, coach, is profound. But we're not getting it because we have no concern. We don't care what that nigga talking about, man. I don't care. I'm good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah, yeah. When you talk to a lot of us, man, you'll be like, wow. Because let us tell it, man, I'm good. I'm
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here looking at you. You're not good. I'm looking at you. First, your
That
appearance.
remind me, yeah, I'm pad cross with someone, man, a few days ago, and female, man, and as she's talking, man, I can hear the turmoil. You know, I'm like, man, damn. I can hear the turmoil, you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
It's like, wow.
Absolutely.
So it's good to be on that level in that space, but it's also difficult too because when you hear it, you know, it's like, you know,
Man, let me tell you something.
when you hear, man, it's something, man. It's something. Yeah.
It's hard a lot of times to
Mhm.
live with us
Mhm.
when you're waking up and they're
Mhm.
still asleep. It's you know. So who I'm gonna talk to? I have nobody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
really, yeah, it really puts you in a space, in a place where you know, they talking about this over there, but my mind, I'm not. I did. So I need somebody to talk to with some consciousness,
yeah,
and that's hard to find, Coach. It's
yeah,
hard.
it
It's
is,
hard to
man.
find, and so that's one of the biggest things, Coach. And when you're spiritually disconnected, Coach, you show no compassion because that comes from within you. You have no empathy. You just don't have it. I'm telling you why things are the way they are. I'm telling you why. If I'm wrong, somebody shoot me an email, let me know where I'm wrong at. I'm telling you why there's no compassion, there's no empathy, and a lot of us don't have the ability to understand and share the feelings of others because we don't care. A lot of us are very selfish. We don't care about what's going on over there. We don't care. That's
But
why
it's hard for folk to care for someone else and they don't even care for themselves.
that's the problem.
And when you tell people, man, you don't care about
That's the
yourselves,
problem.
your actions is saying you don't care, man.
That's the problem.
But they don't
Absolutely.
see it like that. It's
I
like,
know.
okay, man,
I know.
whatever.
That's why we just can lost a lot of us. It just until they want to make that change, we
Yeah,
can lost.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's up to them. We can lost a lot of them, Coach. And let me tell you something. We don't understand the power, like I said a little earlier, of organizing because you have people who do good deeds. Okay, you have people who do good deeds who may help someone. But can you imagine if those good deed people came together where they're helping one or two people, and if they can just organize and bring the good deed people together, they're showing concern and compassion for others. Man, don't you know they can come together if they organize, and instead of helping that one or two people that they may help or give this to or give that to, if they can organize, man, they can help hundreds of thousands of people.
But the key word you said, man, imagine. Imagine. I don't think we're doing a whole lot of that.
We're not doing none of that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's living in the moment, this moment, possibly tomorrow, you know, and trap in a, continuous cycle of I call financial topsy-turvy.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? An
Absolutely.
article just popped up with folks trading in their cars to get another one, and they're already upside down. The one they're trading in, and then here they go compounding the situation. It's like, man,
And see, that's then,
you
and there
know,
we go again with the mind. A lot of times, coach, that's just bad decision making. We understand
yeah,
sometimes life be lifing, but on a higher scale, if you look at a lot of the situations, you'll be like, you can afford that. You know you can afford that when you went and get that. I'm telling you, from a
yeah,
lot of people, you
man.
know you can afford
No,
that before you went and got that. And we put
but
ourselves in the band. Go ahead
yeah,
on,
but
coach.
they hooked in the system, and they fall for the credit,
See, I told you that
the
hope
credit,
when you talking about that hope
you know.
thing a couple of years back. I told that hope thing will get you in trouble, boy. You got to know how to use hope. Yeah,
Man,
we be hoping for the wrong thing. Yeah, you be hoping, and the religion sector have us messed up with the hope thing because it'll have you waiting on somebody to do something for you. You hoping this come through, you hoping that come through. No, you get your butt up and you go do what you got to do. Then you know you got a check coming Friday. You ain't gotta hope somebody come through for you. You
uh,
get your butt up and do what you got to do. You got to work toward hope. Now you work. Okay, shit. You ain't got the hope. I know I'm getting paid. Well, it's on. It's on you, it's on us as individuals if we're gonna make a difference. But one of the biggest reasons we won't make a difference, coach, and I'm telling you right now, the number one reason we won't help each other, we won't help ourselves because we are spiritually disconnected. And I'm gonna tell you something, in order for you to be spiritually connected, to truly be spiritually connected, that's the only way that you can carry out a true vision or a mission. That's the only way you can carry it out. You got to be you if you're not truly spiritually connected, that vision and that mission, it won't last. because the things I keep telling you, the things that it's going to take for you to be successful at it, they come from within you. And if you're not connected to them, if you're not connected to discipline, consistency, tenacity, self, if you're not connected to those things, how you going? If you're not connected to concern, love,
I
care,
got you.
do you understand? I hope they get this right here. If you're not connected, I'm answering, coach, I'm answering why we are experiencing and going through so many things right now. And I used to get upset, coach, when people know that I have an organization where I'm working with children. They used to upset me. And even right now today, people know that I have an organization working with children and they won't support it. They won't support it. And I had a #1 enrichment complete wellness program for children, and people know it and they won't support it. They won't support it. But you know what? I understand now. I understand now. And I'm talking about people who can give, either financially, your time, give something, do something to help to be part of the organization if you see I got something great. So I want someone to share with me, if you can give for the betterment of children and you're not, whether it's my organization or somebody else's organization, why not? I just asked why not. But I'm gonna give you an answer, and I'm gonna leave it right here, coach, and I'm finna give it to you. I'm gonna tell you why we want. And you can be a good person. Anybody saying you're a bad person, uh, nothing like that. You could do good, a deed here, a deed there. Like I say, that deed need to come into an organization so we can help more people. But coach, the reason we're not helping ourselves, dealing with our mind, our body, and our soul, and coach, the reason that we're not helping each other, here's a fact. I just broke it down to you. We are spiritually disconnected because the things that you need to help yourself and to help others, it's going to come from within you. And if you're not connected to it, it won't happen. I'm done, coach. You got it. You got 7 minutes to
Can't
do.
go against that, man. It's hard to go push against that. You know
Done.
what I mean?
Yes,
But
sir.
like I said, how I'm moving, how I'm living, man. I reach a point where I know, man, people can be people. They can do what they do, and can't hold it against them
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, they benefit or they lose out. You know, some way, shape, and form. Maybe they come across something they see, they read, they hear, that kind of, tweak what's going on in their mindset to make a change. But it got to come from them, man.
Mhm.
And it's disheartening to me. It really is. Because I know we're better than the way we move.
Absolutely.
I know we're better than the
Absolutely.
way we live. I know we better. You know,
Absolutely.
you know, at some point in time, I feel some of us believe the negative narrative about ourselves, that we're less than. But
Mhm.
we're not.
Mhm.
But we acting like we are. We're moving like we less than. You know what I mean? So that comes from within, man.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay.
But the
Coach, that
song said change, change gonna come, man. That's hoping.
yes. Yeah, yeah, that's hoping, man.
That's definitely hoping.
Yeah, that's
You
hoping.
know, that's hoping.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
hoping.
so
And the thing we need to do, and like I said, I don't care. Somebody could say, well, how you gonna tell me what I need to do? Well, if it'll work for you, then how could you speak against it? And the first
and then
thing,
that's all that's my point exactly, just like what you just said. How can I push against that? How can I push against that? But
and coach, the sad part is that we'll push
oh yeah,
against.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the sad part. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I always
yeah,
tell you
yeah,
it won't be no time soon because, coach, we are talk about common sense and a lack of common sense.
yeah, yeah.
Once somebody can prove something to you with evidence that this is the best way for you to go and it can help you, and you continue to go the other way, We've done it in several videos. A lot of us, and whether we get offended or not, if it's not true, show me where it's not true. But I'm talking about by definition, and that's why, Coach, when we do these videos, I love to define these words or define these phrases because we have given our own definition to a lot of words. And
True,
so that's
true.
why, and so what I'm telling you, if someone is trying to give you advice to help you out, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it and you move on. But don't sit there and be like, oh, this and that, this and that, this and that, going back and forth when it's advice that can help you. If you know you sit down and you know you're overweight and you're not exercising, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating healthy, don't let that just go over your head because on several videos we've done where heart disease is leading in the Black community, diabetes, and we just go down to these certain cancers. We letting you know statistically that if you don't take care of yourself better physically, you're gonna fall into those numbers. You're gonna fall into them mentally. The bad decision making, if you don't start working on this settling down, making better decisions, you're gonna fall into some bad numbers. And spiritually, like I said, they got us so messed up religiously, but now you have us a lot of times we're coming out of that. We're coming out of that, and people are beginning to look into other things and see that, wow, that's not the way that it was brought to me when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. That's allegorical. That's not true. I'm saying, because like I always say, especially coming from Christianity, I grew up Baptist because that's where my grandmother took me. If she was Muslim, then I'll be Rock Hawk
Awesome. Yeah,
Maki. You know what I'm saying? I'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
I'll
I
be
got
Muslim
you.
or wherever my grandparents or mother or whatever they was believing in, that's where I would be because that's where they would have took me. Doesn't mean that's me. Doesn't mean it's them. It's just whoever can indoctrinated them into that. So it's 2026, man. We got to wake up. That's what we got to do. We got to wake up and we got to truly connect to that being. And if you don't believe in that being, you could be atheist where you don't believe in it. But if I see that you're doing good works, man, I just want people, I don't care nothing about no religious folks or you this and that. I just want people who ready to do good works for themselves and to help others. That's all I want. That's it. I don't care. We ain't never got to talk about religion because if I see your works, I know you okay with me. If I all I need to do is see your works. I don't care nothing about you because there's too many the so-called religious people not doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, Coach, I ain't mean to jump back in, but go. You
Now
got a
you
minute?
good, man. You good. I'm just, you good. I mean,
Okay.
it is what it is, man. Like I said, it's shame that people can't take heed, or at least without even trying,
Mm.
you know, or dismissing, something without even trying. If you never incorporate none of the advice in your life, what's gonna hurt, or how it's gonna hurt you. Let me try. Let me quit. Let me try to just see if this is gonna work.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
you try a whole lot of stuff worse than that in your life. So come on, man. But like I said, we ain't got no titles,
That's
no
right.
no no letters.
That's right.
You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
We're not sponsored by
Ain't that son?
any major corporation or anything. So we don't know what we're talking about. But
I already know how
hey,
it goes.
man, try it. You might like it. That's all I can tell you.
All right. Well, Coach, what we
You know.
gonna do? We gonna get on up out of here. And I hope they take the heed of what you just said. Go try it. Give it a shot. At least if it don't work, you can come back and let us know. You can get on us about it. You
True.
understand what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Coach, until the next time we come together, I appreciate this conversation. Much love.
All right. See you here, man.